In Egypt, shaping the brows with tweezers and filling them in as black as could be was all the rage. Egyptians paid special attention to the eyes and elongated the tail of their brows as part of a spiritual offering. Throughout the 1700s, natural eyebrows were only for the poor. The fanciest of the fanciest men and women preferred to sport faux brows by gluing the fur of a recently deceased mouse to their faces. Subtle beauty was highly coveted by the Victorians, which led these ladies to go totally natural. Brow fillers were left for actresses and prostitutes at this time. The most fashionable brow during the Jazz Age was incredibly thin, dark, and elongated down the temples. Quite a few beauty trends throughout the 1920s were influenced by ancient Egypt, and the brows were no exception. During the 1930s, brows continued to stay ultra-thin, but instead of an overemphasized tail, ladies opted for a dramatically rounded arch, often leaving the wearer with a permanently surprised look. Working girls of the 1940s let their brows grow in and shaped them with a softened arch. This was not only attractive, but practical when they found themselves taking factory and other labor-intensive jobs during the war. The 50s were all about glamour. The war was over and brows were bigger and better than ever. Eyebrows during the 1960s were quite diverse. Models like Twiggy and Patty Boyd sported a high-arched, thinner brow in a natural color that wouldn't compete with their exaggerated mod eye makeup. The 70s were all about going au naturel. Although women carefully shaped the brow by plucking stray hairs, what the body naturally produced was beautiful, and these women embraced it. Bold brows were back with a vengeance during the 80s. Thanks to women like Brooke Shields and Madonna, big brows often served as the focal point on the face. In the 90s, thin was in. Many a lady overplucked their brows to achieve the perfect look a la Drew Barrymore, Gwen Stefani, and Pam Anderson. The 2000s have seen thin, natural, and exaggerated brows come in and out of fashion. Now in 2015, the bolder the better. Luckily for those of us who plucked away during the 90s, we have an endless supply of powders, pens, sticks, and waxes at our disposal to craft the perfect Cara Delevingne brows.